You know, children's bath toys shouldn't necessarily be a danger to children. You would think that after a lot of testing, especially this day and age where everything is so child safe, where it really would take a lot to hurt somebody compared to the stuff we played with, like, you know, sharp metal objects that were rusted. I think that, you know, maybe the safety precautions would have been gone through. Apparently not. Pink Frog's Baby Shark and a massive recall. Isn't that right, Stacey?
Yeah, and I was diving into the story a little bit. It's a singing and swimming baby shark. So insert the baby shark song here if you need to. They're recalling this product. 7.5 million of these bath toys are being recalled, and the reason is because, you know, maybe I should stop and tell you first. It is a water activated shark, which absolutely instills fear in me, like right away. I am so afraid of sharks. It's not even funny. So, like, even in swimming pools, we had a swimming pool when I was a kid. Yeah. And my brother would tell me that there was always a shark at the deep end. So I never went to the deep end.
I have a funny story of fear and water toys that I'll share with you at the end of this. Continue on.
Okay. So just the thought of anything that looks like a shark that's water activated would absolutely elevate. Like, it would just, every nerve in my body would be like, oh my God, no. Yeah. So here's this little toy. Picture it's a yellow and white toy. It has the dorsal fin. It's got the tail, and it sings and swims and moves around the water. And the packaging has like scary looking sharks on it, in my interpretation. Mm-hmm. So they just issued this recall for these little baby shark things because of multiple impalements. So just in case you don't exactly know what an impalement is, I looked it up. It's the act of piercing with a sharpened stake as a form of punishment or torture. Okay. So impalements, lacerations, and puncture wounds reported from kids playing with them. The toy maker said it's recalling both the full-size and the mini versions of their robotic baby shark. They are based in California. So the toy has a really hard plastic top fin. So I don't know, you know, if maybe, I'm assuming it doesn't just like swim at you and cut you. I'm hoping the kids are just playing with it and the fin is really sharp and it just, you know, cuts them. Or what, are you fighting with your brother and you're using the shark as a weapon?
Sure.
How are you impaling people with this shark?
Well, you know, you can at some point, I guess, use anything to impale someone, but baby sharks. So has there been any deaths associated with this thing, or just like slight injuries and like, here's the potential for what can happen?
So they've got 12 injuries reported. 9 of them required stitches or medical attention. Now, they don't go into great detail about what the medical attention means.
Sure.
Because if it's not stitches, what is it?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a long and very descriptive. What's the letter you give somebody where you don't want them to talk ever again? The word escapes me. I've been hearing it all day when I was learning about Hillsong Church. I'm not sure. Don't talk. It's the non-disclosure agreement is what I'm thinking.
Oh, there you go. The NDA. Yeah.
So it's an NDA. It's an NDA with a lot of money attached to it, and that's what that is likely. I'm just assuming. I'm just guessing.
Well, who knows? Maybe it could be, little Billy, stabbed his brother's eyeball, so it required medical attention. You can't really do stitches for that.
Sure.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, these toys were sold at Walmart, Target, CVS, and Walgreens. The newer toys have a silicone fin, and they are not part of the recall. So it's only the ones with this hard plastic freaking weapon, like razor blade fin. If you've got one of these toys, you're supposed to cut off or bend the tail fin and mark the toy as recalled and upload a photo to a dedicated recall site. But my God, don't be buying freaking sharks to scare the shit out of your little kids.
I had like a little shark rubber toy when I was a kid that I had fun with. It would eat the G.I. Joe and the Lego Man in the bath. Because here's the twisted mind of me. And this is not the story I was going to tell. But I would, as a child, I was obsessed with Titanic. And this, I always have to specify this. It was not because of the movie. This was before the movie. This was like the late 1980s or mid 1980s, really, all the way to, through like 89-ish. I was so fascinated with Titanic because it had just been discovered. I'd watched it on National Geographic. So every single Friday night, I would watch TGIF on ABC.
Yeah.
Full House, Family Matters, Perfect Strangers, and whatever random show they put in the fourth slot that always kind of rotated. And I would build a Lego Titanic every single week. Now, it was nothing in compared to the ginormous one that exists today, which I bought for Christmas for my daughter 3 years ago, and we still haven't completed building it. This was just, regular Legos, and you kind of made it look like Titanic. But I always pretend that I was sinking it, and I take it into the bathtub with the toys and the little Lego men, and I'd have a shark that would end up eating everyone as the Titanic sank. This is how I entertained myself as a child, simulating Titanic disasters, adding sharks to the mix, and so that's
well. Help is available, Tony.
I was just gonna say it's like a therapy session. Like, okay,
my goodness. Well, but there was a story. Wait a minute, there was a story you were going to share. What was
I do have that too. So you were talking about being afraid of sharks in the pool, right?
Yeah.
So my fear, because my mother would always say weird shit to me, and I say weird shit to my kids. So I'm not saying this with like hate or anything towards my mom. We're cut from the same cloth in a lot of ways. Kind of somewhat pessimistic. I feel like I'm not quite that anymore, but very much so like glass half empty in a lot of things. And I remember on the slip and slide, just talking the yellow slip and slide, not the one that had the pool at the end that you could splash into. We didn't have that. That was too expensive. We went with basic of basic. So I remember always sliding down the slip and slide, and at the end of it, I had this fear that there'd be like a knife or something on the grass, and I'd slide right into it when you kind of get to the end of the thing. Because I think my mom said, make sure there's not like any knives or any sort of like scissors or garden shears down there. And then that got into my head, and then I obsessed on that idea for basically any more years that I used to slip and slide.
Oh my God.
And it ran through my mind. And I swear to God, it still runs through my mind a little bit today. I have my kids, I have bought the ultimate slip and slide. It's like a 7-foot wide slip and slide, and it's about 60 meters long. And it goes like, half the distance of a football field if you put it on a big hill. And so we have like an acre, and it goes. And you take like it's like a water slide, basically, from a park. You take like a raft and go down that, and it's really fun. But still, to this day, it still runs through my mind right before I go down, like, is there any knives down there? Is there any garden shears down there?
Holy cow, seriously.
But what we do have to worry about, though, is the metal stakes that hold it into the ground, because those can come up sometimes, and those could actually be quite dangerous. So,
ew.
Yeah. But
wow. I don't know what to say about that. That's
I think I just ruined a summer for a lot of people that are going
you might have
hear this. Oh, we just put up our slip and slide. Well, check it for garden shears, kids, because you never know if someone left the shears at the end of the slide.
This is the Hidden Killers Podcast.
Want more? Start binging on all of our true crime podcasts right now through Apple Podcasts, and get an ad-free experience when you sign up to be a True Crime Today Premium Plus member, exclusively on Apple Podcasts.
More of the Hidden Killers Podcast, dropping soon.
Press subscribe now.